Hey everybody, it's Prince's friend. So for the second week in a row, I'm gonna break my 3-video promise that I kinda made to myself. But this is actually a good thing for this week because I also said that really what I wanted to do was have a lot more of back and forth between you guys and myself in the community, and it's not just me talking at you, it's us having a discussion. So I thought the easiest way for us to do that would be for me to kind of go over some of the comments from a video last week. So I made the statement that I believe that all music is timeless and that there is no such thing as good or bad music or a throwback or anything like that. Some of you agreed with me, while others of you seemed to kind of disagree. So let's go over a couple of the agreeing ones. So Stacy Teeter says, "Exactly, I agree with you 100%. Prince lived for the now, and his music/songs are way ahead of time than in 10 years or so. Prince's songs/and lyrics will be as good if not better in that time frame of musical talent because it was written 10 years before. Just like when he wrote 1999 years before, that song will forever be known for that reason, just like all the rest of his songs will too. In my opinion, the older the music, the better, because it was all written way ahead of its time. And a lot of this new stuff doesn't sound good, and it does sound the same, and I don't like a lot of it either. Prince is eternity, and won't ever be replaced in my lifetime, or any after. He was a musical, talented genius." Hearts, smiley face, stuff. Yes, I completely agree with Stacy, and I like that she agrees with me, obviously. At the same time, I do want to point out that I wasn't actually just talking about Prince's music. Yes, obviously Prince's music is the one that stands the test of time, I think more so than a lot of other artists. But I actually think that a lot of the music that's coming out today, kind of like what Stacy said, it's 10 years from now, we're going to look back at this music and we're going to be like, wow, you know, I didn't like it at the time. I actually really like that now. And, you know, the new sounds that they were doing that sounded all the same to me at the time, like I have a greater appreciation for it now. Cuddly Bear said, "Truer words have never been spoken. Excellent video. I'm looking forward to your first album reviews from new artists." And ooh, yay, thank you. Those are likely going to start rolling out in February. I actually am using January to get through a bunch of the videos and reviews that I've been trying to get through before, but I couldn't get through them. So I'm using January to kind of get through those. And then February is when we're going to really get into the new first album reviews that I was talking about in another video. One more from Kenneth Crockett. "Yes, music is timeless. The groove is always on the one. Prince knew this. Even the Isley Brothers, R.I.P. Marvin and O. Kelly Isley, listen to their funk and metal guitar today, still want to dance, sing, play my bass and percussions. Yes, music is timeless and forever. It's like Marvin Gaye equals Gotta Give It Up. But this funk on from 1977, you still want to tear up the floor, do party chants, clap your hands, still listen to Sly and the Family Stone, just as well Lil' Kim, Remy Ma, Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, Trina, Eve, Beyonce, Jennifer Lopez, Pink, can go with the list funk, and groove is always forever. Prince knew this and how to stay on the one." And I like that comment, and I wanted to point out that comment to you guys specifically because, you know, Kenneth threw out a bunch of artists out there. Some of them I don't even know. A couple of them I do know and really like, and a few of them I know and, you know, I'm not really, you know, huge on them. But at the same time, they're all very talented for what they're doing, and I think that that is kind of the testament to the timelessness of music. A lot of people will borrow from the past to produce new things for the future. And that's a big thing that Prince was into. It was not about him always, you know, doing throwback music or anything like that. He borrowed from the funk of the past in order to make that music relevant in today's world, and I think he did a great job with that. So just to hit a few of the ones of you who didn't agree with me, and that's cool, like we all have our own opinion, but I just want to kind of address a couple of them. Orbsy Orb says, Well, I agree with you to a certain point. I agree that Prince's music is timeless, and I can listen and still feel that joy of when you heard it the first time back in the day today, if that makes sense. For me, it's because I love music, all kinds of music. However, when I play Prince's music for my kids, who are not kids anymore, things I know they have never heard, they say, oh no, not Prince again. It just about kills me to hear that, and it doesn't matter who the artist is, I get the same reaction. Ugh. They only want to hear the artists they like, then the music is great, awesome, outstanding, and sometimes I just don't get it. I don't hear what they hear when it comes to what they like, sounding like my parents. Anyway, I said all of that to point out, I feel that music, in most cases, is just a matter of taste. Whether it's old or new, what you like is what you like, and you don't have to justify it for anybody. I appreciate your thought process on the subject, though. And that's actually part of what I was saying, and that was my argument for whether there was good and bad music. I don't believe that there's good and bad music. It is all personal taste. I know a lot of people who don't listen to dubstep, for instance, because they're like, this is just noise. And I'm like, yeah, but there's rhythm and there's melody and there's a structure, and that is music. Like, it is definitely music, and it might not be music you enjoy, but it is definitely music. And again, I am always all about listening to something and giving it a shot more than once, because a lot of people will say, oh, you know, I tried to listen to that and it just wasn't for me, so I must be terrible, so I'm just not even gonna bother. Whereas I will listen to something, you know, 2, 3, 4 times just to see. Because one of my favorite albums, like, in my entire catalog is an album by Poe, and it's called Haunted. And I remember when it first came out, this was back in 2000, and I remember I put it on, and I listened to it, and I was like, this is crap. And I like threw it on my shelf, and it sat there for a good 4 or 5 years. And then one day I was like, you know, I've kind of listened to everything I have, let me try to give this another listen. And I sat down and like I got it. Like, sometimes you just need to be in the right mindset and the right headspace in order to get music. And you know, that time that your kids are sharing that with you in the car or whatever, it might just not be right now, and that's cool. You might get it later, or you might never get it, but that doesn't disqualify it as being music and just as deserving of the title of good music as any other music. Again, it's kind of like I'm not really that big into country or disco, and like those are like my two kind of sticking points, and I have tried to listen to a lot of country. My mom's actually into country, and she shares songs with me, and it doesn't matter how many times she shares a song with me. I will sit down, I will listen, and I will openly give it a shot, and it just never grabs me. Same thing with disco, but that's more just kind of a matter of taste, really. But acknowledging that all of these people are talented at what they're doing. There's an intent behind music. Some songs are just to make you dance. Some songs are to make you feel something. And anytime that you're listening to a song and it doesn't click, it might just be because you aren't the target audience. So another comment was from Marcel Zachary, and it says, I agree with you all the way. One thing I disagree is there is a thing called bad music and good music, only if it's public and media wants people to hear what's hot right now instead of having to hear what people want to hear. That's a thing that we have to resolve. And I think that, honestly, the public and the media and the radio and all of that stuff, I think it's highly useless at this point. I don't listen to the radio anymore. There are 1,000 satellite stations if you want to listen to something. There are thousands of new and emerging artists and even old artists who are going online and actually following Prince's example of going directly to the fans and saying, I have this amazing music, do you want it? And I think radio will soon be a thing of the past. Soon, I mean, like, maybe in the next 60 years, you know? It's like, I mean, that's kind of the thing, like, even with the record industry now, is, you know, they're still there, they're still kicking and screaming, and they're still in their death throes, but they are largely useless at this point. But anyway, everybody, thank you for continuing the discussion. This is amazing. If you have even more thoughts, you can throw them in the comments of this video or the original video. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I'm definitely going to try to do more of these commenter videos, because I think going through the comments is, first off, insanely fun, but also continues the dialogue between me as Prince's friend and you all as the larger Prince community. So, until next time, may you live to see the dawn. And if you liked that video, don't forget to hit that little subscribe button down there. It's right in the corner. And also, there's other videos below me. Definitely check those out. Also, follow us on social media, and you can support the channel by visiting our Patreon or our Redbubble merch store. See you next time.